Happy New Year. I hope you had a lovely New Year's Day celebration, and I hope your Christmas was lovely. We thank God for the gift of life. Thank God for the gift of life. Hi, I'm Bolanle Dosmitoyi Ijeme. How now? How are you? Long time. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. God bless you all. Happy New Year. Hi, Comedy. Happy New Year to you. Hi, Fumi. Happy New Year. Hi, Fumi. Hi, VAP Mom. Hi, Jeme. How are you? Long time. Hello, VAP Mom. How are ya? How is life? Happy New Year, dear Fumi. I'm Fumi Jagun. Thank you for joining. I'm Fumi Dairo. Thank you. God bless you all for your support. Thank you so much. So we're waiting for Queen Bee. She'll soon join us. Queen Bee will soon be on. Oh, that's good, Comedy. And Omobolanle, my dear cousins, thank you for your support. God bless you all. You're welcome, dear. Happy New Year, dear. Happy New Year. All right, Queen Bee has come on. Yeah. Okay. All right. I've asked Queen Bee to join us now, so let's see.
Hello!
Hi,
hello.
beautiful.
Good
How are
afternoon.
you?
I'm glorious, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good to
You
see
look so
you.
beautiful. Good to see you
And you
too.
too, and you too.
I'm sorry about the time. I got the
No,
timing
no problem
wrong.
at all. No problem at all. It's okay. It's okay. And I hope you're feeling better now.
Much better for me to appear. Much better,
Yes,
thank you.
yes. And you look it. Your
Oh,
face is so nice and
you have
bright.
to show up. You just
I
gotta show
know,
up
I know,
regardless.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
But thank you for inviting me to come on your wonderful, inspiring show. Thank you so much.
And thank you for agreeing to be invited and agreeing to be interviewed. Sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so.
I hope you can hear me properly because I'm using
Oh,
a
very
earpiece.
clearly.
Okay.
Clearly. And we can see you clearly too.
Okay.
Your lovely red hair.
Thank you. I'm all about burgundy hair.
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
know. And
Thank
I maybe I should have asked you what song you wanted on my storyline, but I changed it.
I know. And I
I
still
changed
want to
it.
dance in. I love to dance in. People that know me, hi Avina, I can see one of my clients there. I love dancing in because that's just me. When I can, I do it.
I know. That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how do you dance in now? Do you have the music?
Normally, before I come in, everybody's got a different way of, bringing in their guests.
Yes.
Some people would like to read a bit of the bio, talk a little bit, and then, bring in their guests, play a music for their guests to come in, and then their guest dances in. I love to do that, and then they dance in. We give them like few seconds to, it's just because some people get nervous before a show. So when they're dancing, they shake it all out and they loosen up. So that's the trick behind it, and also making the guests feel like a VIP. That's the trick behind it.
Okay.
So now you know.
Yes, now I know. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So maybe I'll imbibe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start now. All right. So hello everyone. God bless you all and a happy new year. I wish you. And I'm glad that we all live to see this new year, 2022. And we hope and pray that things will be good for all of us this year in 2022.
Amen.
This is the first show for the year. And I have with me a diva. I mean, look at her appearance. She's obviously a diva and an encourager. In the person of Beatrice, well, we Nigerians say Beatrice, but let me go the English way. Beatrice Christopher, akaQueenBea. So Queen Bee, you're welcome to Adeni's Parlor.
Thank you.
Adeni's Parlor is all about encouraging and, celebrating people who live in the diaspora, who inspire lives, who encourage lives, who impact lives positively, and also give back. When you're impacting lives, when you're supporting people, you're also giving back to society one way or the other. And you are one of such people. You're a motivator. You're an encourager. You're so many things rolled into one. You're an event coordinator. You are a consultant, a career counselor, a resilient mindset coach, facilitator, and you're also a talk show host. A talk show host of Queen Bee Speaks.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'd like all of you to, tune. When do you do your program?
I used to do it on a Saturday. So this year we're taking a different turn, and I will be talking about that when next I do a live.
Okay.
I will be announcing that the new Queen Bee Speaks talk show, we're coming out with something completely different. We're having completely different hosts. The last season we had hosts of young people and people that I had mentored and are doing something in the world. They're making an impact. They're doing businesses and stuff like that. And I was bringing them on, not just people that I mentored, but people that I played a role in their becoming. And so I brought them onto the show to talk about who they are and how they got to be doing what they were doing. Just so that people can know that even the girl next door can be.
Yeah.
I had a young person who is eyelash technician at age 15, certified eyelash technician. And people were like, how did you get certified? So there are things out there that we're not aware of, but by allowing these people to come out to speak about it, people get the knowledge. So that's what I did for the last season. So this new season, we're taking our time and coming out with something completely different.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Just keep us posted so that we can
definitely
we can all join in and also
definitely
be a part of the show.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right, Queen Bee, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, you said it all. My name is Queen Bee. I was born Beatrice Christopher. I'm a mother of 5, a grandmother. I will rephrase that, a glam mother of 1. I help young people. I help women who have gone through different situations in their lives. I help them get back on course and help them to live a purposeful life. Sometimes they may not know what they want, where they are at, and I hold their hands and walk them through to get to their purpose in life, so to speak. And I also inspire. I don't like to use those words because everybody's a motivational speaker, but I inspire people by my actions and by the words that God has given me. And I always say this, speaking is healing. No matter what you're going through, speak about it and heal. Speak to the right person and heal from it. So that's the mandate God has given me, to speak and to heal, because my speaking will heal people, and so would your speaking, so would any other person speaking. So that is what I do. That is my passion, my purpose. I coordinate events. I'm a business consultant. I help you start your business. I help you find a niche inside of you that you may not be aware of, or you're confused, you don't know what you want to do. And I'm looking at you, and God is showing me who you are, but you don't even know. You're confused because you have a passion for this, and then maybe your parents are telling you to do this. So there's a confusion, and then we sit down and we talk together and we marry them both, and they get to their purpose in life. So that's just what I do in a little nutshell. Not big, just a little nutshell. That's what I do.
It's not little.
For me, that's how I see, because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very passionate about young people and women. Very passionate.
Honestly, the young people need guidance, you know. A lot of them need a lot of guidance, and it's good that you are in that space. Yeah. So how did you get the name? I mean, where did the name Queen Bee come from?
Okay, wow. I'm gonna have to charge you for that question. I'm joking. Queen Bee. So I've been through, you name it in life. You name it. That's why when somebody comes to me with a situation, I have an answer, because I passed through it. So because of the things I passed through, domestic violence, trauma, molestation, rape, you name it, I've passed through it in my short space time.
Did I hear you say rape?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. So I've passed through all of that. And my mom, blessed memories, she said to me one day, even after everything that you've been through, you're still here. You're still vibrant. You're still a bubbly person. Even though you're my first daughter, you are my queen. You know what? I grabbed onto that. And she started calling me queen, my queen. I grabbed onto that because for a certain number of years, I had issues with my mother as well. So for me, I saw that as her apologizing to me for the certain things that I passed through when I was growing up. And I held on tightly to that. And I started calling myself Queen Bee, because if my mother that gave birth to me could see me as a queen, the world will see me as a queen. And I started calling myself Queen Bee. So she gave me, I did not give it to myself. She gave me that name. She told me, yes, you are the apple of God's eye, but you are my queen. Queen. She said, you are my queen. Queen. And I felt this warmness, just go rush through. I felt like it was some form of anointing. Yeah. You know when they ordain you in church, I felt she was ordaining me, because the moment she said that, I felt the warmness from the top of my head go all the way down to the sole of my feet. And I held on to it, because there are ways our parents blesses us that we are not aware of. It's not only when they come, they lay their hands on you that they are blessing you. They bless you by what they say to you. And for me, I felt she was blessing me, and I held on to it. And I have been called Queen Bee since. Where I live now, everyone knows me as Queen Bee. Do not call me anything else. Just call me Queen Bee, and I'm good. That's how that name came.
What an amazing story behind that name. That it even came from your mom.
Yeah.
Makes it really, very something very important,
Yeah.
So I guess that is why you have a resilient spirit, because of all that you have been through.
Yeah.
So because I was going to ask you that, why did you use the word resilient? But now you're just giving us a tip of the iceberg why you are a resilient person. So we'll just flow from there. So tell us how you came about evolving lives limited, which is an NGO aimed at working with people in challenging relationships.
So that's another story. As I've always worked with young people, I've always worked with women. Women come to me, they get advice. Married women come to me, and I'm giving them relationship advice. I'm also a relationship mentor, by the way. I'm giving them advice. I do all these things effortlessly, because of where I have been, what I have seen. Even when I was going through mine, I was still supporting young people. I was still supporting women. And when I moved from London to where I am now, I started saying to myself, what do I do? How do I get this thing out there? It's something I've been doing for years and years and years, but It's not really out there. It's not legalized. How do I get it legalized? I'm somebody that I'm very spiritual. I pray to God. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I pray to God, and the name was given to me. Holy Spirit gave me that name, saying evolving lives, because we're always evolving. Look at where you're coming from. Look how, this is how I got told. Look how you have evolved and still evolving. And I went, whew. I had goosebumps, you know, and still evolving. So you're looking for a name. Evolve lives. Evolving lives. Be evolving lives. And I wrote it down. And I had the picture in my head. As soon as I got told the name, I had the picture. I had the logo, and I drew the logo in my head, and I drew it out. And I got a slogan for it: growing as you grow. And I went, woof! Meaning, we never stop growing.
Yes.
The day we stop growing is the day we die. The day we stop learning is the day we die, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I grabbed onto it, and I started using it. I started working with it way before I registered it. So everybody now knew me. I got my T-shirt printed. I can show you that here. I got my T-shirt printed, Evolving Lives. I got the logo made. Like, you keep evolving. You keep evolving. I got that done. And I started working with that. I started going to meeting up with young people, having workshops, having events, going to talk at little gatherings, getting girls together, and just talking and talking and talking. And I got help from people saying, you know what, you can legalize this, you can register it, and that. That was not easy. That bit was not easy, but I will not go into that. But that's how I got Evolving Life became Evolving Life. So now in Coventry, they know about Evolving Lives. The City of Culture knows about Evolving Lives. They know that QueenBea is Evolving Lives. That's how it came about.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's a good one. You know, sometimes when these things are God breathed, it's successful, because I see that you have a lot of followers on Instagram, and I'm sure most of them are the young ones. Yes, which is good. And you know, like I mentioned before,
I'm grateful.
Yes, and a friend of mine, who is also she also has a talk show on Instagram. Her name is Grace. Instagram and YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. Her name is Grace Bosse Ojugo. She says, I think it's very important that young people are guided early to find themselves and learn to set boundaries early in life. And she says, well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, because you know
Hi,
that.
Sonia. Thank you.
Yeah, because there's you know, a lot of young ones are. It's as if, you know, they just move around aimlessly. You know, they don't know what to do. They don't, because you know, there's a lot of distraction, you know, especially from social media. You know, lots of distraction, and a lot of them get into, you know, into the wrong hands, you know, due to the distractions that they are facing. You know, social media is the number one distraction now. So they see a lot of things, and you know, they get distracted, and they end up, you know, peer pressure, and they end up doing what they're not meant to do. So
I like how you say peer pressure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something about that. There's always a reason behind anything. Now, everybody's saying social media. For me, I work with young people and their parents or their mothers. This is why I work with women together. People only look at the problem within young people. But you know that saying, charity begins at home?
Yeah, sure.
What's happening in the young people's lives at home? A lot of situations, I went through it. When I was going through mine, people would only think, okay, the woman went through domestic violence. What about the children in that relationship? What about the children in that marriage? How do you think it affected the children? People forget that it would also affect the children. My children had PTSD. I was in my own. My children were in their own. So guess what they do? In order for them to take the things to, cover up what's going on at home, they turn to social media. They turn to friends outside. Some people don't have love at home. They go outside to find the love. They go to Roadman. Roadman does not give love, but Roadman will give you something that you're not getting at home, and then you think it's love. When I say Roadman, I don't know if you understand the terminology Roadman. Okay.
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna say the term Roadman. That's what it means. I'm not gonna say more than that because don't forget I'm also with young people. So they go and meet people out there that will tell you, listen, I can get you Gucci bear, I can get you these trainers that you can't get at home, and then they get you one, and then they say, would you like to get more? And then you go, yeah. They go, yeah, and guess what? They introduce them into things that they're not supposed to be having any business with, but because that person showed them what they thought was love that they're not getting at home, because home is already hot. And because they can't be at home, they find themselves outside. And they start working with this person. This person starts pimping them, starts doing things to them. Peer pressure. That's where the peer pressure comes in. Peer pressure at school. They start, getting young people to do stuff for them. But if situations was okay at home, you're a family, you do things together, will you have time to go on the road?
No.
Will the young people have time? Yes, you're going to go visit your friends. Or will they have time to spend the whole 8 hours on the road? Or they're out visiting friends. They're just walking up and down, walking up and down. You hear some young people go, I don't want to go home. But they won't tell you why. Because home is not stable for them. The atmosphere at home is not stable. So we keep blaming, we point the blame at young people, but guess what? What's happening at home? And that's why I do what I do, because I was in it. And how it affected mine. And I said I will never let another young person go through what my kids went through. So when I see them outside, they're all bubbly and bubbly. They're not. When you see a bully outside, trust me, it started at home. It started at home. Because we sponge off the atmosphere wherever we are. We sponge off it. So whatever, be it negativity or positivity, we sponge off it. So they're sponging off the negativity at home and they're taking it outside and giving it because they think it's the norm. Even though they know it's not right, but they think it's the norm. Because you want to be part of, you want to be out there, you want to belong. So you do the things you do. And we have to be the one to change the narrative, to change the situation around. How do we do that? We bring ourselves to their level of understanding. We understand where they're coming from.
And speak their language.
And this is why you will always see me with young people. Even though I know my age, but I am never with my age. I am always with young people. Because I understand their terminology. And this is what parents need to do. Understand your children's language. Understand this. Get in the social media. Get in every app that they're doing. You too get to know those apps.
Yeah.
Understand Snapchat. Understand all these things, how it works. Understand it. Because you want to know what your children are doing. Yes. If you don't understand it, you can never know what they're doing.
Yes.
And you just belong. Have the same conversation. I always tell parents, have what we call a no consequential meetings. This is what I do as part of Evolving Life. What does non-consequential meetings mean? Once a week, everybody sits down, drop your title behind the door, and just come down as you. Mom, you did something to me last week. I don't like it. Me, what did I do? And then they explain, this is what you did. I don't like it. It was infringing on my blah, 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 blah. They're human beings. I always respect anybody regardless of their age because respect is reciprocal. Gone are the days when our parents will say, because I'm your parent, you should respect me, and not the other way. These days, the children of now are different.
They're different, yes.
So respect is reciprocal.
Yes.
You get the best out of a young person when you show them respect and when you do not judge them. And that's why I do what I do today. That's why young people will forever keep coming to me to tell me things that they cannot utter to their parents, because I don't judge them. I don't judge them. I don't not criticize them. I don't talk down at them. I respect them. And I tell them, my name is Queen Bee. That's all you need to call me. I don't want this auntie, uncle, brother, sister. Queen Bee. So I took that off, that barrier off.
Yes.
That's what that has done. That has made me approachable. Do you understand? That has made them be able to come and speak to me. A young person gets me out of bed at 2 a.m. Let me just tell you. A young person gets me out of bed. Queen Bee, come and get me. I'm there. I don't care where you are. I'm there.
I noticed that you don't even sleep on time. Because I sent you a message at 1 a.m. and I went to bed, and by 1:28 I responded.
Young people don't sleep. Those are the kind of times they can talk to you. Those are the kind of times. Good evening, wisdom. Thank you for connecting. Those are the kind of times they can speak to you. A lot of women going through different scenarios in their relationship. Those are the kind of times they want to speak to you because they don't sleep. I speak to people from Australia. So you can imagine, I'm speaking to someone at 3 a.m., which is daytime, their time. I cannot say because I want to sleep, I can't be there for them. When God mandates you to do something, you do. Forget about time, because it makes you global. It makes you global. You touch people's lives all over the world. And that is why I do what I do. But I speak to people that are suicidal. Imagine God has put in you the words to say to this person to stop them from being suicidal. And because you want to sleep, you want to satisfy the flesh, you go to sleep. And then you wake up the next morning and you hear that person took their life.
You feel guilty forever.
You feel guilty. So when I get the utterance and the urge to do something, I'm there, regardless. Because I know the role of what God has done in my life. I know where I was and God brought me out from. So I do not joke with God's mandate, God's instructions. I don't joke with it. And that's why I do what I do.
Word. And I guess because you've been through a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's, and you've experienced what they're experiencing at the moment. So that's why you give them a listening ear. Amazing. I see why you have so many things rolled into one. But but thank God for you. Thank God that you are there to listen to these young ones. So because you're right, there are some things that these young ones can't talk about to their parents.
Yeah.
But at least they can talk to you about it.
Yeah, I understand why people get suicidal. I understand it. I've been there. I tried it once. It did not work. I attempted suicide at age possibly 19. It did not work.
What did you do?
I attempted suicide. I won't say it, but I attempted it. Because when you say it, you're telling somebody else what to do. Yeah, so you don't say, you just say you attempted it.
I get you.
And it did not work. And I suffered deeply just to recover from it. I suffered deeply. This was at 19. I was done. Was I even 19? I was almost 19. I was done. What could I be thinking at that age? Have I seen life? But to me, I thought I had seen life. And I attempted it. I was done. I didn't care. Because when you're in that zone, you don't really see or think about anybody else. You just see yourself as a problem, and you want to take the problem out of the world. And that was what happened. But I'm grateful to God. There was another situation when I was like, what if that happens to me? Then I remember that this time you're not single, you got children. So if something like that happens to you, what happened to your children? Do you understand? So I talk myself out of doing that, because you know how they say you borrow yourself's brain or sense or
Yes,
whatever.
sense. Yes.
So I borrowed myself that sense, and I thought about my children. I'm like, whoo, no way. That was when I was in that violent relationship, that coercive, you name it, all the bad words that you can think of, I was in it, you know. And it was only when I went back to God and said, I surrender it all. I can't fight this thing by myself. Each time I try to fight, I come back. Each time I try to fight, I come back. That's why I'm the comeback queen. That's why I'm the resilient woman. That's why I have the resilient mindset. I have the ability to keep coming back. Each time I get punched, I get back up. Each time, believe you me, I cannot count the
Did you
number
punch
of
back?
times.
When the punches were coming, did you ever punch back?
When you say punches, are you talking physical punch, mental punch?
Physical and mental.
I don't want to get too much into the physicalities of things.
Yeah.
Because mine wasn't just physical. Mine was physical, mental, spiritual, all sort of cohesiveness, control, everything. It got to, you see this hair that you're calling, oh, it's nice. I started wearing big hair because I wanted to hide my face. And then I lost 80% of my hearing. Do not ask me how I lost 80% of my hearing. I started wearing hearing aids. I wasn't born with it. For 5 years, I wore hearing aids. Even the consultants, they were like, why? Is it because you receive too much slaps? Is it? I did not have answer for that. I did not have answer. But I knew I was wearing hearing aid, and I started wearing big hair. It might not be this color, but it was black. Just because I didn't want people seeing my ears, I wore hearing aid on both ears. That's to tell you that how much hearing that I had and I needed. And I covered it. Because each time the hair is away from my face, that's how people would see. And then you hear things like, pardon?
They start asking questions.
Yeah, no, they start with, oh, so sorry. Beautiful woman, like, I stopped because I didn't want to talk about it. It was my own thing that I was dealing with, and trust me, somebody that was already down, self-esteem out the door. You're looking at somebody vibrant now. This is God. All this is God. My esteem was down. Shame. What? I want shame every day. So I covered that so that people will not see it. And this hair became my logo hair. Big hair became Queen Bee. But it did not start like that. So I used what I was using to cover my shame. The same shame. I buried the shame, and I used the same hairstyle to be the Queen Bee that you people see today. Wherever you see big hair, you see Queen Bee. But that wasn't what the big hair was for before. The big hair was supposed to cover my shame. But now the big hair is actually bringing me out. That's why I tell people, put your shame to shame. I help people put that shame that they're carrying. What is it that is happening to you that has never happened to anybody before? Speak to me. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the proof. Don't let me just say like I'm talking. This is my hearing aid. This was my hearing aid. Was my hearing aid. It was God that healed me. God healed it. And I remember I said I'm going to shock you. This is what I mean. So I've seen God do things. It wasn't anything else but God. I was in a hospital when I got healed. Sickness, I had pneumonia. When God healed me, when you think it's getting worse, God is up to something. I just want people to believe. When you think your life is over, God is up to something. Just have that faith, have that belief that you will get there. And this is what I tell people. It is not over. It is never over. As long as you wake up in the morning, you can see, you can smile, it's not over. I ask people to smile because when you smile, it affects you personally before it affects somebody else. So keep smiling because it will change your way of thinking. No matter how bad your situation is, keep smiling. Nobody could explain how I got my hearing back. I don't wear hearing aids anymore. Nobody could explain how I got my hearing back. But I knew it was God. My hearing became extra sensitive when I got it back. Extra. So when God gives you back everything you've lost, it will give you more. So I've seen God's work in my life. Sorry, I'm going over the place. I'm just,
No.
It's coming as the Holy Spirit is speaking.
No. This is what Adonis Parlor is all about. We're very down to earth here. I mean,
thank you so much.
That is what Adonis Parlor is all about. It's just
thank you,
because as you're speaking now, you don't know who is listening.
Yes.
You understand? You don't know who is listening. And usually after each interview, I always receive phone calls saying, "Oh, thank you for bringing that lady on. Thank you for bringing that." You never know who is listening. You never know who you're inspiring by being the resilient person you are.
Thank you very much. Shall I tell you what kept me going? During the time I was in my own pit, that's what I like to call it. When I was in the pit, people were still coming to me to seek advice. So I had to hide the fact that I was in a pit. And I was still supporting. The day I came out to say, I just said one thing. And they looked at me. They could not believe. Because I hid it so well. But the ones that knew. The ones that were my friends. The ones that were my family. They knew this is not the Queen Bee that we know. Queen Bee that is vibrant, bubbly. I now had a shell. Even my dress sense. My dress sense was affected. Because when it affects you, I was depressed. I had anxiety. I had incontinence because all they need to do is speak, shout, and I'm shaking. I had incontinence. That bad. Anxiety. Oh gosh. I'm still healing from the past. You know, the past sometimes it leaves a dent. Now I have what they call chronic pain, chronic fatigue syndrome. Sometimes I have flare. It doesn't stop me. Sometimes I don't get out of my bed for 2 days. Nobody knows that because when the pain starts, I have pains all over. Degeneration of the spine, blah, blah, blah. But I said, they just names. It won't stop me. It will not stop me. No matter how much flair I have, let a young person call me. Let a woman call me. Let somebody, even men. I've been helping a man out for the past couple of weeks. Let them just call me. You see, everything that is wrong with me goes to the back. As long as I have a voice, I will speak. That's why God gave me that mandate. Speaking is healing. That's the motto He gave me. Speaking is healing. I will speak. I will touch. I will make an impact. Regardless, because I know that where I am healing somebody or where God is using me to heal somebody, let me rephrase that. I'm just a vessel. Where God is using me to heal somebody, I am being healed of whatever that man pronounced. But I don't listen to man. I listen to God's version for me. And He says I am beautifully and wonderfully and fearfully made. And if He says that, nothing else can happen. Anything that happens is temporarily, it will go away. So I allow people into my world so that they can have that courage. I encourage to give courage. That's what I do. I encourage people to give them that courage that, listen, it is not over. As long as you're alive, it is not over. You're going through what you're going through so that you too can touch somebody else's life. You're not going through it. I never went through all of this for myself. You know, I came to that understanding that, hang on, everything I've gone through is not for me. It's not for me to keep and hide. And that is a shameful thing. It's actually for me to touch another person's life because they are still out there. There are lots of people out there going through different things.
I know.
You see people with heavy makeup. You think, oh my gosh, they like to wear makeup. You don't know what they're hiding. You see people dressed somehow. You don't know what they're hiding. You see comedians, you don't know what they're hiding. That's one thing I like to tell people. When you see a comedian, look behind all of that. A lot of people are going through depression, but they can't say because they're probably a public figure. This is what people see.
Yeah.
I used to be like that. All these young people, all these women coming to me. There's no way I can now start saying there's something wrong with me. But it got to that stage, I went and I asked for help. And I always advise people, seek help, seek the right help. I sought the right help. Counseling doesn't even do it. Therapy doesn't do it completely. You have to seek the right help, speak to the right people. I believe that God put coaches on earth for the world. Despite all the therapy and everything, I still sought a trauma coach. That's where I realized I had underlying trauma from when I was young. I buried it, and it took everything coming out. You know, before it gets good, it has to get really bad. But be ready for the bad, because you're going to come out of it. Because you are the light at the end of that tunnel that you're in. It's not the light that is at the end. You are the one at the end of that tunnel. Not the lights that you're looking at. You yourself. Like when you get out of that tunnel, then you go, oh my God, it is me. So I advise people, put your shame to shame. Whatever you think is the situation. You're being maltreated, the cohesive relationship, whatever. You have the strength. Until I said enough was enough, I could not see anything past before. But until I said enough was enough in that relationship, that's when I started getting my voice. I was like, ooh. Because I said stop. Enough was enough. You know, no more heating, no more taking. No, I started blocking things. I never knew I had power to block something. I would block it even though the pain was there, but I started getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Speak to the right people. Don't just think you can do it. And I did not stop praying. I'm not ashamed to say it. I never stopped praying. I went back to God. I went back to Him and I started praying. You know, guide me. Holy Spirit is inside of us. He convicts us. Talk to Him. Oh my goodness. This is why I sound very spiritual. I don't do anything without Holy Spirit telling me do so. I say whenever I open my mouth, Holy Spirit, speak through me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. Just speak. Thank you, Obi. Thank you. It's just God. You know, when you hear people speaking a lot, because they've been through a lot, and they're trying to encourage one person. That's all I ask God. Touch one person's life through me. Let me make an impact on one person's life. And then if it's 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a bonus. And that's what I do every day. That's all I do. This is me.
You know, when we were talking yesterday, you said you said a lot of encouraging things to me, and you said one. You said
thank you.
You said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the number of people that are watching you live now. That even if it's just one person,
it
doesn't matter. The people will come back later to watch. You know?
Definitely.
And I was so encouraged, because normally I'm always worried about numbers. But I also noticed that after the show, quite a lot of people, go back to watch. It's also very encouraging. And then there are some things that you said, which I now know that you're really, really a motivational speaker. Out of your head, you said speaking is healing.
Yep.
You're encouraged to give courage.
Yep.
Put your shame to shame. Those are real words of people who people we call motivational speakers. This thing just comes out and they have meaning.
Yeah.
Speaking is healing.
Yeah.
Because when you speak, you're healing.
Definitely.
Just like when a woman has lost a loved one, or a man has lost a loved one, when they speak about that person, it helps to heal.
Definitely.
Also,
you go through your crying stage, and then you start speaking.
Yes, you start speaking, and it helps you heal. Then also encourage to give courage.
Yeah,
that's another good one, and then put your shame to shame.
Definitely.
Put that shame,
to
that
shame.
thing you're ashamed of, put it to shame.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. So I may not be the social media guru, mongo. You want to be seen there. The impact I make, most of the people that I make impact to with, they're not people that want to be seen in front of social media, because they don't want, they're carrying all this shame, all these situations, and then you ask them to come to, they don't want to do that. And you have to respect everyone's wish. I'd rather make an impact behind closed doors, impact behind closed doors, than portray one thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Eventually things will, work itself out. Things will sit at the right seat once you have that belief. And I tell people, I say to them, who do you see yourself as? Until you can tell me who you see yourself as, you're nobody. And that's where a lot of us are. We can't see ourselves. We see other people. We're so engulfed in seeing other people, we fail to see ourselves. Until you can look in the mirror and tell that person you're looking at in the mirror, you are bold, you are beautiful, you are phenomenal, you are courageous.
Yeah.
But if you can't do that, then you're a nobody. So be a somebody before you can impact on another somebody. Be a somebody to you. Love yourself. Celebrate yourself. Don't wait to be celebrated. Celebrate yourself. Take yourself out on dates. I tell people I go to cinema by myself and they laugh at me. I'm like, why are you laughing at me? I'm getting to know me more. Get to know your likes. Get to know your dislikes. Don't allow somebody else to come and validate you. Validate yourself.
And then you also said one thing to me when we were talking. You said we are all stuck with ourselves.
Yes, because everybody else is taking.
Everyone is taking. So I'm stuck with myself. I had a good laugh when you said.
You will forever be stuck with you.
Yeah.
Do good things with you. Get to know you. Everybody else is taking. You want to be that person. Guess what? He's taking. I want to see people trying to live somebody else's life. They're living a false life because that's not your life. Be you. Live your life. Live the life that you're made to live. I am authentic. I see. You're weird. I'm like, thank you, because I am the only individual that is Queen Bee. I am the only person that is me. There is no two persons that is like me. Even twins they don't have the same character. They will never be. So stop trying to be like me. Be like you. And this is what I say. You see, when people have friends and they all want to do the same thing and I'm like, okay, do you know where this is going? You're actually forgetting who God made you to be. And that's a spirit right there. That's a spirit. You want to be copying other people. You want to emulate. You want to be like other people. That's a very dangerous spirit. Because from there, enviness gets into it. Be you. Because when you're trying to be like somebody else and you can't get to that person, you start to envy them. You start to jealous them. The spirit of jealousy, spirit of enviness. But when you're unique, when you're Queen Bee, you're authentic. You know who you are. You have tenacity. Nobody can come and say they want to be like you. They can never be, because you did not experience what Queen Bee experienced. What Adoni experienced is different from what Queen Bee experienced. So why would I say I want to be you? When I've got me here, I'm living me. I'm trying to be you. Sorry, love. She's taken. You're stuck with you. I'm stuck with Queen Bee. So make the best of it. Your stuff is like you have a child. That's the child God gave you. No matter how that child is, make the best. Bring that child up properly. Don't abandon that child and go and be looking at somebody else's child and say, oh, you want your child to be like that. God gave you yours. Do you understand? And bring that child up well. Teach that child, train a child the way they should go. I always pray one prayer. God, give me wisdom that surpasses every. I pray that prayer. Give me understanding that surpasses. Give me wisdom that surpasses. Because before we speak, we think. As a man thinketh, he liveth, and he speaketh. So your actions are what you think. Your thoughts are your actions. So what are you thinking about? What do you think about yourself? Who do you say you are? Who do you think you are? Because whoever you think you are is what you're portraying. Me, I think I'm phenomenal. I'm courageous. I'm very bold. I'm not just bold. I'm very bold.
I think so.
But gone are the days I used to be very shy. I use my mouth to affirm those things out. So we have to
come out of that shell. Tell me how you came out.
I use my mouth, like I just told you. I use my mouth. When I realize who I am to God, that I'm the apple of His eye. If I can be the apple of God's eye, to God who created me, why am I shy for man? Why will I be shy for man? And He said to me, I am fearfully made, wonderfully, beautifully made. That's what He told me. So why would I now start bringing myself down in front of man when God already brought me up? God lifted me up like that.
I'm upgrade. Wisdom counseling.
Thank you, wisdom. You know who you are. You know who you are. I am divine. I am divine. Wherever I go, I see divine favor. Not even just favor. Divine favor. You have to speak. I started speaking things into my life. I started speaking positive things. PMA, positive mental attitude. You magnify what you pay attention to. What are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to that negative, that thing that you see that is negative on your body? What about every other thing? God made us whole, perfect. Everything about you is perfect. Everything about you, up to the nail, is perfect. Start seeing yourself as whole, like a perfect symphony.
Me, I'm writing as you're talking, no. I'm writing as you're talking, no. I'm writing.
People will go and watch this again and start seeing yourself as whole. It's not being arrogant, but it's seeing yourself as God's creation. God's creation is perfect. And when you're perfect, it means what? You can achieve anything that you put your mind to achieving. So when people say, I can't do this, I can't do that, take that word can't. What if you can? That's all I tell young people. What if you can? What if you can? I have people who are almost 60. Oh, I don't know how to use a computer. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Okay. What do you want? You're telling me the things you don't. You're telling me the negativities. Okay, what are the positive things? What do you want? Who are you? Oh, I like doing this. I would like to. I would like to. I would like to. I would like to. I see. You see the difference. When you're telling yourself you can't, you're putting yourself down. When you're telling yourself you like to, you see yourself. You're finding the strength inside of you. You're even smiling because you're visualizing how it would be if you start doing that thing. And that's all I do. Everything is inside of us. We just bring it out. God calls us to bring it out. That's all I do. It's inside of you. Whoever you want to be. Once you visualize it, you have to know. And some people don't know, and we help them. I'm bringing a workbook out at the end of January, a purpose workbook that will help you to reach your purpose. We help them to get to their purpose, to know that, okay, this is what I am doing now, but that's not where I want to be. You see people saying they want to be this, but they're totally opposite. I had a young person who went to study graphic design, but they love medicine. You see the contrast, two ends, two opposites. Why are you studying graphic? My parents told me, and they're finding it so difficult. And you know what I said? I said, did you speak to them? I told them, I said, did you speak? Not talk, did you speak? Did you guys sit down? And then we started. we started, I'm talking some years back, and we started, you call them down, you speak with them. Even as he's speaking about medicine, you can see the joy in his face, you can see his body language. And eventually, because I had to work on the young person, and eventually, he's a medical doctor now.
No.
He's happy. He's living a life of purpose, because that was his mandated purpose. Yes, sometimes our parents want us to do something else.
Yes.
What if it's not your mandated purpose? What if in your sleep you're still seeing what you want and not what your parents want? How do you bridge that gap? There are people like us. We are the mediators. And we make your parents see, not make, that's a very controlling and commandful word. We speak to them, we mediate, and we bring them to a mutual ground. And nowadays, parents are now allowing, I use that word loosely, allowing their children to study what they feel like studying. They're supporting them now. In the past, our ages were not supported.
Yes.
We were told what to do.
Yes.
And a lot of people have failed because of that. A lot of people are not happy in their profession because that's not where they want to be.
Yes.
Until they turn around and to doing what they want to be.
Yes.
Then they become happy.
Yes.
And that's what God put us on earth for. To live a happy, purposeful life. To enjoy life. That's what QueenBea is about. In a nutshell.
Well spoken. Well spoken. Well spoken. Somebody sent me a message on my phone and says, powerful. Powerful. Well done, QueenBea. Yeah, so now let's deviate a bit before we come back. So you rose in your career as a bank manager. How was that? How were you able to cope? A black woman in one of the popular banks in the UK. A black woman being a manager. So how are you able to cope? I mean, was there some form of envy amongst your colleagues? What challenges did you face? How did you cope with the home front and all that?
Okay. So, see me, God created me to be fearless. I've always gone where people are afraid to go. I'm a go-getter. When I want something, I go for it. I work hard to get there and pray harder. I work hard and I pray harder. I worked myself. I climbed the ladder to get to where I got to. And then I thought I was it. Let me just tell you that I thought I was it because a black person doing such role. You know, I was doing it. I was proud of my role. But guess what I was doing? You come to my office, I'm talking to you about your life. I'm enhancing your life. I'm encouraging your life. I'm building you. I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing as a bank manager. I'm doing that, but I'm also doing this bit. That's why I realized, hang on, you have passion for personal and people development. So people will come to my office with their problems. So I was sorting out the bank problems, and trust me, I was doing what the bank did not like. I was advising you how to go about your money. I was advising you what to do, how to build your account so you can get that big loan. And guess what? People were now getting loans. The bank was liking it, the fact that people were getting loans. I will now advise you how to pay off your loan quicker. The bank did not like that. So I was doing things. I was there for the person. I wasn't there for the bank. I think God put me there for a time. I knew I was there doing the time. Listen, opposition. Every Christmas, my office was full because you could accept gifts. I had people bringing bag of rice.
Wow.
I had people bringing bag of rice. People that worked in the factory, they would bring boxes and boxes of croissants because they worked in the factory. I had people bringing things. And trust me, if I can remove my eye to give you, I will. And everything people brought, I would distribute. And
so this was like a strange happening. I mean, it never. I mean, doesn't really happen in that sector. But you, because of the way you operated,
yeah.
now,
You hear people saying, "Oh, she helped me. Oh, she helped me. Oh, da da da." I thought I was doing my job. Do you understand?
yes.
But God put me there to help the helpless, to help people that thought they were lost, to help people that other people were sponging off from. I will not go into details, but I was helping people, help you know who you are. People started building houses back home. They never thought they could build houses back home. People started buying houses in UK. They never thought they could be homeowners.
From the loans you advise them to take?
From loans are advised, from me advising you how to operate your accounts so that you can have certain things, so that you can be credit worthy. And then I speak to you, I give you courage, I advise you. You could be a homeowner. And they think, what? You have to be earning. I'm like, no. You got a regular job. It doesn't matter the job. I had cleaners that became homeowners because they were earning. I had care assistants becoming homeowners because they were earning. They were earning regular payments. And that's what the system wanted to see. I helped them organize their accounts. I had people coming from abroad, putting money in their accounts, and they were buying properties.
Wow.
I was happy because I was helping people. So I've always been someone that helps people. Did it put me into a lot of trouble? Definitely.
I wish I had known you then.
Listen, there are times I've heard that, but I was where what God wanted me to be at the time He wanted me to be there. And when I left there, do you think people did not cry? People cried because they were like, who's going to help me now? But I was still helping. I still give banking advice till date. I still support finances, people with their financial situation. It doesn't mean that my financial situation is perfect. Let me just put it out there. But it means that I'm helping myself while I'm helping others. And that's what I do. And that's why people became homeowners. Not just having 1, 2, 3. That's how everybody that I know became homeowners. Because I tell people that when you're renting, it's like you're putting money in the dustbin. And they go home and they think about that. And
so you recorded a lot of successes while you were in the bank. So did it amount to envy from your husband then? Could that be one of the reasons why there was some form of domestic violence?
I was scared you would go there with the question.
Sorry, I'm a very inquisitive person, so my brain just.
Let me tell you something that you don't know that I'm not ashamed of. I've been married twice.
Okay.
So yes, in the first relationship, the enviness. I got reported that I was helping people. I'm not afraid to say it now. That I was helping people that had no business being helped. I got investigated. This was from my spouse. I got investigated that let's see what she's doing. How come people are just coming in, and I got investigated. So it started there. And that was what led to the break of that marriage and every other thing. So the enviness came. Sometimes they say the devil is outside. You're sleeping with the devil sometimes. And I was. And that was what led to the breakdown. Because the enviness started. And I'm one person. I don't do titles. I don't take my job home. I am not perfect. I'm not portraying to be a perfect person. People shouldn't get me wrong. But I don't take my work home. My work stops at work. I used to be very workaholic, but I never took my work home. But the other party will never see it like that. Even though I helped all their family. When I was helping their family, I wasn't a bad person. Do you understand? But yes, the enviness came from that, and it started going down. Proper down. It was you name it, happened, and everybody walked their own ways.
Separate ways.
Everybody walks separate. I'm one that I believe I don't like long-term relationship. I'm very marriage oriented.
Yeah.
I believe so much in it. I believe that when you're dating somebody, by a certain number of months, you should know what you want and what they should know what they want.
Yeah.
And that was the situation with me when I got into the second relationship. I thought we had the same goals, not knowing that person's goal was completely different. And sometimes, I'll put it out there, you need to give yourself time before jumping into another relationship. Maybe I didn't give myself enough time. Maybe 2 years wasn't long enough. Maybe, I don't know. But you need to heal completely before getting into something else. And your story is your story. If you go into another relationship talking about your old relationship, they capitalize on it. I boss said they capitalize on it. So I went in with a story, and they already had their plans, and they felt like, okay, this is the right person to do this on, because she's already been in something like that. And they didn't just do 10 times, they did 100 times worse than what I was in, but disguised it as they were doing me a favor. Somebody comes to marry and they tell you they're doing you a favor for marrying you because you're already a certain age and you're single parents, and they're making you feel that they're doing you a favor. Listen, my self-esteem went out.
It's all psychological torture.
See, I never knew the word narcissist until with this person, and narcissistic behavior. When you're in it, trust me, you don't know you're in it. You don't know that you're with a narcissist.
Sure.
You know. Sure. When I say cohesive, spiritual, mental, I know what I'm saying without getting into details. I couldn't even think straight. I could not think straight. That's the mental issue and situation that I was in. The mental torture that I was in, I couldn't think straight. So not only did it affect me, it was affecting my children in their own way. I was hiding things from them. But listen, the worst thing you want to do is hide things from your children. They see everything.
Yes.
But the ones we're not saying, they see it.
Yes.
And I was always a workaholic. I had to start my life afresh. I had to start my career afresh. Yes, I had to start afresh. So I've always bounced back. I was at the top. I started afresh.
So any hopes of remarrying?
I never say never. I will never fault marriage.
But this time you will get it right.
This time, it's not by my doing. I'm not going there by myself. That's the difference. It's God ordaining it. And whatever God ordains is perfect. So God has to ordain it. God has to be the one to bring the person. I believe in marriage. I believe I'm a lover, not a fighter. I believe in love. Because that's all I'm all about love. I give love 24/7. I'm always giving love. So I will never fault it.
Your own husband, your husband will come to you.
Amen.
Look, I have friends. I have friends who are in their 50s and they're real, married before, and their real husbands have eventually come and they're having the best.
I believe that will happen. I'm 61 years young, so I believe it will happen.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. And you look at your face. I told you yesterday, look at your face. Happy, pretty. No one would even know that you have been through what you have been through, honestly. No one would believe that you've been through what you have been through.
I'm grateful.
You're still standing. You're still standing.
I'm a bend. I'm a limp when I walk, but I'm walking. But I'm standing. All the issues with my spine and everything, but I'm still walking and I'm still standing and I'm still dancing because I love to dance. The devil tried to take my dance away. Nah, I love to dance and I will forever dance. That's who I am.
So, do you have okay, let's say hello to our friends that have joined us.
Hi, Sugar
So
Tree. They're trying to wave.
like
I'm waving. Hi, Sugar
Hi,
Tree.
that's my friend Ireti. Hi, Ireti. How are
Hi, Abimbola.
you?
I can't really see the
That's
thing is not scrolling.
Abimbola,
So, hi,
Yala.
Abimbola. I can't see
Bimbo,
anybody else.
welcome. Happy birthday to Daddy Uncle Kola.
Happy
Tina, hi
birthday.
Tina. Hi Bosse. Bosse is my, you know Bosse?
I may
Bosse
know her.
Koku. Yes.
I may know her.
She's my next guest. She's a radio. She's an OAP. She's a radio personality. I'm interviewing her next.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
next Sunday.
Next
Bosse
week.
is coming on the show. Hi Nene Oakville.
I can't see the name. So
okay.
Gosh. Wisdom.
Yeah. Hi Linda. Hi Tony. Hi Obi. Greetings. Tony, everybody. Musa Queen, the Musa Queen.
When you say OAP, what do you mean? Because OAP means something else here.
In Nigeria, we refer to OAPs as on-air personalities.
Ah, okay. Because when you said
so
OAP,
you are one, I am one, because we are on Instagram.
Okay.
Bosse has a she's a radio personality online, you know. She does a program on Sundays at about between 3 and 4. She does a program, you know, and she plays very nice, mature Nubian kind of music, you know, very nice kind of music, you know.
I love that.
Both Afrobeats and, you know, yes, Wisdom. Then Avena.
Hi, Prof. Hi, Avena. That's my girl. That's my client. Hi,
Mama
Avena.
Faith. Hi, Mama Faith. Shile.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Thank you for connecting.
Yeah, hereby. Yeah, and Aderonke Adebule.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everyone. Thank you for joining. God bless all of you. Ifi, Dolapo, Kunle, Eric. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hot on fire.
Hi, Ezeki Farms. Hi, guys. Thank you for connecting. Thank you so much.
And Shola is on. Orisha Shola is on too.
Oh, I see. I think I saw her earlier, right?
Yes.
Thank you for the connection.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And Bosse, Oluwaduni, Unique. Yeah, and anyway, hello to everyone. Sorry, we may not have been able to mention everyone's name. And Esther MK just joined.
Mama Faith. Thank you, Mama Faith. Thank you.
Wisdom, thank you for following me.
Hi, Esther. Thank you for connecting.
Wisdom, thank you for following me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
I put the wrong time on the video. So I think people are now connecting after 4:30 because I thought it was 4:30. Apologies about that. It started at 3:30. So apologies. But you can go and watch the playback.
Watch it. Yes.
It'll be on my wall as well.
Yes. So now I would. So what's your me time? How do you relax? Because you're very, very busy. You don't sleep on time. I know that. And I'm sure you wake up early.
Sometimes, if I have to, I do. I never used to be a morning person because we're speaking in the now. So all the negative, we're getting rid of it. I never used to be a morning person, but now I am whoever I am. If I have to wake up in the morning, I will wake up. Me time, like I said, I take myself to the cinema. I take myself for a meal. My kind of me time, I go out with young people. We go for dinner. We go for a meal. We talk. We laugh. I have my private time. That is my private time. That is me and whoever time, and I have that I don't discuss because there's some things you need to keep for yourself and yourself alone. So I have that myself time, which brings the balance, because we need a balance. We need some form of equilibrium in our lives. Before, I never had a balance. I was just doing, and I never had time to relax. Now I do, and I relax. I do and I relax, because this world, it can get taken away like that. So you need to enjoy yourself and have the understanding that God put us on this earth to enjoy this beautiful world. When you see people traveling just to go sightseeing, what do you think that's about? Do you know the satisfaction, the relaxation, and the satisfaction that they get from it? And that's what I'm all about now. I want to go and see places, just go for retreats, just stay, go to a place of rest, because from a place of rest, I become. From a place of rest, I download what else God has in store for me. From a place of rest, you get a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and then you come back strong, you come back recharged, and then you put yourself out there again. So that's what me time is for me, which 2022 is going to be all about.
Amen.
From a place of rest.
Amen. 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 So when all this was going through, how did you, I mean, your children, where were, I mean, how did you, how was the home front? How did you cope with your children? Because I know they must have been younger then.
When all what? You have to specify what was going on. When all what was going
all
on?
The activities going on in your life.
All the negative
Yes.
activities.
Yeah.
It was also going on in their lives, because nobody was left. Because people tend to think about themselves alone when they're in it. They were also in it. But because I was in it, I could not see what they were going through. I saw a little bit, and each time I tried to do that with them, I got deeper into mine. So I tried to get myself away so that it will not bounce on them, but it was. Because whatever you're feeling, they feel. And they were feeling whatever I was feeling. And I never wanted to talk about it. It got to a stage, getting police into my house was the norm. Just calling police to come was a norm. And then once the police comes, I've never seen someone that could act. All these actors are nothing. Narcissist people, whew, they got Oscar. If there's another award more than Oscar, they got it in acting. The way they switch, and they make you look like a fool. So they were also in it. But the days, it took something hitting me on the head for me to wake up. It took a whole wardrobe hitting my head.
Wow.
For them denying, because the noise was loud and people ran upstairs thinking, what's that noise? And they denied that they were the one that pushed the wardrobe on my head. So the wardrobe just fell on my head like that. And I used one hand. See, when the strength comes, it comes. But the strength has always been there. But they've used fear. They've used other things to, put it down. When the strength came, I used one hand. I remember like it was yesterday to push that wardrobe away. And I stayed down. I was like this for a long time. That was my wake-up call. Something resonated. The screw that was loose got tightened inside of me. I got a spiritual slap, spiritual awakening. And I stood up. I stood up. And I said, this is the last time that you will ever get to me. Whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whether it's mental. This is the last time. And I said, enough was enough. And you see, when I stood up, guess what happened? They took a step back. Because they were in shock that I could even stand up to them. They took a step back. And that was the day I found my voice. That was the day I found my voice. And guess what? We started acting drama in the house. Soap opera. I started writing plots. I started knowing the end of a plot, of a drama. I started acting the drama. because the power changed hands. But it takes you wanting to be out of a situation. If you don't want to be out, trust me, you will never be out. You can run away, the next day you're back. You can kick them out, the next day they're back, and you accept them. They will say one thing and you accept them. So it took me wanting to be out. It took the grace of God. It took the help of God. Because I started praying more. Because I went to God, I said, if I die, it will be on your head. That's what I told God. I said, if I die, it will be on your head.
Mm.
Imagine telling God that. I was that bold to go to God and say that. Not knowing God was always there for me.
Mm.
All I needed was to ask. The Bible says, ask and you shall receive. All I needed was to ask.
Yeah.
And I started saying, I want out. I want out. Help me. I need to be out. I need to be out. Yes, but when a woman truly finds herself, she truly begins her growth. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And that was when my growth started.
True. All right, so Queen B, it's really been very, very nice speaking with you today. But I would like to ask you one or two more questions before we wrap up. So, and do you have any advice for younger upcoming generation? Do you have any advice for them, for the young ones?
Before I answer that question, it took me leaving my environment, relocating. Sometimes it will take you changing your location, start afresh. It took me relocating from one geographical area to another, because when you're in it, you can't see yourself. So I had to come out of it. When I now came out of it, that's when I knew what I was in. When I relocated, that's when I started seeing, I was like, oh my God, was I this? Was I that? Was I that? So sometimes you need to change your environment. You need to change your location. You need to start afresh. You cannot start afresh and be in the same place. No.
Yes, I agree.
Even if the person leaves, but you're still in the same place, you need a new fresh air, breath of fresh air, so that you can see clearly. And that's what I did. Every young person, everybody, we're all young. I call myself a young person that is confused. You don't know what you want to do in life. Guess what? Go to your source. I went to my source. I went to my creator. If you don't believe, just bear with me and just say a little prayer. For people that don't believe in prayer, try it. It will convince you. Say a little prayer. Go to your creator and ask him. Because when he created you, he already ordained you with who you're meant to be. He gave you your purpose. So if you're in difficulty, if you're confused about who you are, who you want to be, go back to your creator and ask him that he should show you who you are. I have 3 words that I use when I'm coaching clients. It's called recovery, discovery, and legacy. This is my nugget that people pay money for, that I'm giving Adonis Palo today and all of you watching. Recovery means to recover from your adversities, recover from traumas, recover from every situation that you've been. When you recover from everything, guess what? That's when you discover who you are, which is the discovery. Once you have discovered who you are, you then start your journey of leaving a legacy, making an impact. Recovery, discovery, legacy. Recover from whatever. Discover who you are and leave a legacy. That is my word for anybody that needs it today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow. I'm getting a bit emotional.
It's good. They're good emotions. It's good.
Tears coming to my eyes.
They're good emotions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, it was really nice having you on the show today.
Thank you
And
for
one
having me.
last one very last one. How would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered that I touched people's lives. I impacted on people's lives. I led people to live a purposeful, happy life. I want every soul to be happy. And how can every soul be happy when they are living a life of purpose? And when you live a life of purpose, you live a legacy. That's how I want to be remembered. Thank you, Tonya.
Very happy to be associated with you, honestly.
Thank you very much.
For your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all that you have said to us today.
Thank you. I love you
See
so
my
much.
Notes.
I love you so much. I'm grateful that God is able to speak through me because it's not by my doing. If I didn't go through what I went through, I would not be here, and these words will not come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for my journey.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my pains, and I'm grateful for my love. So thank you. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Have a wonderful 2022.
And you too. Thank you.
You're my friend now.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
Thank you for coming on, honestly.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you guys for connecting.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Tonya, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for all your support. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely week ahead.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And a blessed new year. Bye-bye.